On the evening of November 26, 2008, 10 men armed with AK-47s, grenades and hate in their hearts unleashed one of the most horrifying terrorist attacks India had ever seen. Mumbai, India's financial capital, burned for 4 days. 175 people were killed, hundreds injured, lives changed forever. While 9 of the attackers were killed in the firefight and one, Ajmal Kasab, was captured and later executed, the masterminds behind the scenes remained untouched. Among them, a name resurfaced over and over again in intelligence dossiers: Tahawwur Hussain Rana. Who is this man? Why did India want him extradited so badly? What role did he play in the planning and execution of 26/11 attack? And what happens when Rana is extradited to India today? Yes, today. In this in-depth story, we uncover the transnational maze of terror, friendship, betrayal and justice that has brought Tahawwur Rana back into the spotlight after 15 long years. Hello, my name is Tejas and you're watching Lokmat Times. Before we move ahead, our usual request. Please do subscribe to our channel if you haven't already and press the bell icon to never miss an update. 26/11 was not just another terror attack. It was India's 9/11, coordinated, brutal and designed to shake the nation's soul. Over 60 hours, 10 Pakistani terrorists from the Lashkar-e-Taiba elite targeted key landmarks: the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel, the Oberoi Trident, CST railway station and the Jewish Outreach Center, Nariman House. The attack was planned meticulously. From satellite phones to GPS trackers to fake IDs, everything had been arranged by handlers sitting in Karachi, including one very familiar face, David Headley. Headley, a Pakistani American, had visited India multiple times before the attack, carrying out reconnaissance missions under the guise of being a businessman. But he wasn't acting alone. He had help, and that help, investigators say, came from a man named Tahawwur Hussain Rana. Born in Pakistan in 1961, Tahawwur Rana is a former Pakistani Army doctor who later moved to Canada and eventually the United States, where he became a naturalized citizen. He ran an immigration consultancy firm called First World Immigration Services in Chicago, a legitimate business on paper, but in reality, it provided cover for some deeply troubling operations. Rana's longtime friend was David Headley, formerly Dawood Gilani, whom he had known since their school days at the elite cadet college Hassan Abdal in Pakistan. Their friendship was deep, loyal, and ultimately lethal. Rana allegedly helped Headley to get cover to travel to India. Headley posed as a representative of Rana's immigration firm to gain trust and conduct surveillance. He filmed locations, took notes, and sent detailed information back to his elite handlers in Pakistan. In 2009, the FBI arrested David Headley and soon after, Tahawwur Rana. The Chicago trial that followed in 2011 became a media spectacle. Headley turned approver, cutting a deal with US prosecutors. His testimony was damning. He confessed to scouting targets for the Mumbai attacks and admitted that Rana had full knowledge of his actions. However, Rana's lawyers claimed he was duped by Headley, that he had no idea his friend was using his business as a front for terrorism. The jury did not fully buy it, but they didn't convict him for 26/11 either. Instead, Rana was found guilty of supporting a separate terror plot: the planned attack on a Danish newspaper that had published cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad. He was sentenced to 14 years in prison. Despite the US conviction not covering the Mumbai attacks, India never gave up. The National Investigation Agency (NIA) built a watertight case and filed a charge sheet in 2011 naming Rana as a co-conspirator in the 26/11 attacks. According to the NIA, Rana not only knew about the plan but facilitated Headley's missions, gave logistical support and helped him with fake documents. India filed an extradition request soon after, but there was a problem. The US had already tried him for related crimes and American law prohibits double jeopardy. The legal battle would take years. In 2020, Rana was released from prison due to medical reasons amid the COVID-19 pandemic. Just weeks later, US authorities rearrested him following India's fresh extradition request. The defense again argued that Rana had already been tried and could not be prosecuted again. But the US government, representing India's interest, argued otherwise, that the charges India filed were different and that 26/11 victims deserved justice. The matter dragged on. Hearings were postponed, appeals were filed, but in May 2023, a US federal judge ruled in favor of extradition. Rana could finally be sent to India to face trial. According to the NIA charge sheet, Rana's role was crucial. He allowed Headley to pose as a business partner and travel freely, knew of his ISI and LET connections, helped forge documents and visas, communicated with handlers in Pakistan. The charges include criminal conspiracy, waging war against India, and facilitating terrorist activity under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act (UAPA). The Indian government sees Rana's extradition as a breakthrough in the 2611 investigation, a way to finally unravel the deeper layers of the conspiracy that claimed 175 lives. Rana's extradition has also taken on political dimensions. For India, it's a diplomatic victory. For Pakistan, it's a potential embarrassment, given how many of the masterminds are still believed to be living freely there. For the US, the move shows commitment to global counter-terrorism cooperation. But it also raises questions. Why did it take over a decade to act on India's request? And why was Rana's 2611 involvement overlooked in the original US trial? Now that a US court has cleared the way for extradition, Rana is reportedly being brought to India today, that is 10th April 2025. Rana will be flown to India under tight security and tried in a special NIA court. He will be given legal representation and access to all due process. But if convicted, he could face life imprisonment or worse. This could also open the door for renewed pressure on Pakistan to act against other accused like Sajid Mir and Zakir Rahman Lakhvi. 15 years have passed, but the wounds of 2611 remain fresh in the hearts of millions. For the families of the victims, justice is not just about punishing the foot soldiers, it is also about holding the planners accountable. Tahawwur Rana's extradition may finally offer a sense of closure. It is a reminder that justice may be delayed, but it should never be denied. Because terror may cross borders, but so can justice. That's all for now. Do let us know what you think of the video in the comments below and keep watching Lokmat Times for more such stories.